Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another reaction video. We got ranking all 32 NFL teams home field advantage from worst to first of the upcoming 2024 season. Let's check this out.
Not every NFL squad has the same
For my top three, bro, I would definitely have to put, you know what I'm saying, Arrowhead, probably number one and shit like that. And then I'll probably put, what's the name of the Packers stadium again? Lambeau Field, and then I'll put probably M&T Bank Stadium after that. But the Chiefs have always had a loud stadium. It's always tough to play there in the playoffs, bro.
Teams generally love to play in their home city. So let's take a look at every NFL team's home field advantage and rank them from worst to first.
Yeah.
Number 32, Tennessee Titans, Nissan Stadium. While you might think that the rowdy atmosphere at the Music City would make for a strong home field advantage for the Titans, that Broadway vibe doesn't exactly carry over into Nissan Stadium. One significant issue is inconsistent fan attendance and engagement, because while Tennessee has a relatively loyal fan base with all the other activities going on in the happening city, well, it just isn't uncommon for attendance to waver, especially when the team is having a down year. Number 31, Jacksonville Jaguars, Everbank Field. While Everbank Field has been on the up and up compared to its darker days when the Jags had to put out tarps in the empty section,
Dallas will probably be in the top 5 too
for teams that come from away to play in. Early in the season, Jacksonville can get some extra heat, which at times has played to their advantage when they face off against teams that have been training in domes, but after that, that's kind of it. Now, this isn't to take a shot at Jags fans. There is a hardcore group that has been all in riding with this team since the NFL added them as an expansion franchise in 1995. But with the NFL's continued flirtation with sending the Jags to London and the team's inconsistent performance, that group has been very much so dwindling, right alongside their home field advantage. Number 30, New York Jets. MetLife
Bro,
Stadium.
it's not just like, bro, it's not just the stadium, it's like the field as well. It's just absolutely horrible.
Worse than it does for the
like
New
they
York
need
Jets
to get rid of turf fields
advantage.
altogether.
They do have a diehard fan
I don't know why
base,
they
but
haven't
with
done that
how
yet.
hard the team has died in the last few seasons, it's not entirely surprising that it's gotten a little more strained for the fans in the Big Apple. After all, the Jets do have the worst record at home over the last 5 seasons in the entire league at 16-26.
Just endure the suffering is crazy.
Advantage that the sportsbooks, analysts, and teams themselves generally tout. Number 29, New York Giants, MetLife Stadium. Like the Jets, the Giants share MetLife Stadium, but they seem to have stronger footholds with the locals. Which, hey, that gives them a bit of an edge, but not by much. After all, they too have one of the worst records at home over the last 5 years at 17-23-1.
Holy
Number
shit.
28, Los Angeles Chargers.
SoFi
Stadium. It has been
So
tough
I'm guessing,
for the Chargers.
I'm guessing the Rams are going to be 27.
In no small part because
they
fan
both share the
attendance
same
and
stadium as
engagement
well.
has been very inconsistent since the Chargers moved to Los Angeles in 2017. Sharing SoFi Stadium with the Rams further complicates the situation. Now, it is a very beautiful and state-of-the-art stadium, but they're basically just tenants and have really struggled to carve out any sort of identity within the city. Number 27, Houston Texans.
I'm surprised the Rams was in next because they share the same fucking stadium.
NRG Stadium's retractable
the NRG Stadium next to Texans.
which the Texans could theoretically leverage against their opponents. But that's pretty much the extent of their home field advantage. They're growing in popularity in Houston, but as a relatively recent expansion franchise that hasn't had a ton of success throughout
That's
going to
get better though. Now that CJ Stroud and D'Amico Ryans are there.
At times, even in their own city. Number 26, Carolina Panthers, Bank of America Stadium. It's tough to fairly assess Bank of America Stadium with how terrible the team has been over the past few years. Because, well,
I'm surprised the Panthers weren't like lower on this list.
The Panthers definitely have a dedicated fan base, as they were starved for football in the city until the NFL announced Carolina as an expansion franchise. But as it stands, this is just not one of the stadiums that opposing teams are scared to walk in and try to win a game in. Number 25, Cincinnati Bengals, Paycor Stadium. While the Bengals' recent success has energized their home crowd, Paycor Stadium still doesn't rank high for home field advantage. The fans in Cincy love the team and are no doubt dedicated to the cause, but ownership hasn't put the kind of investment into the stadium that would make it among the league's most daunting for visitors to play in. Number 24, Atlanta Falcons.
Got Atlanta up next, Mercedes-Benz Superdome.
Stadium is best known for its reasonable concession prices. So maybe it makes sense that the crowd is more relaxed there than at some other domes around the league. Atlanta is just 18-23 at home over the last 5 years.
Yikes.
So, I don't know, maybe the ownership should hike up the
That's
prices
Samuel
or
L.
something and
Jackson
work
on
the
that
fans into a
poster.
fury. Number 23, Washington Commanders. Commanders Field. Just a couple of years ago, it was quite literally caving in on opposing players.
Oh yeah, bro. I remember this.
Along with the stadium's bad.
Yeah, they got to do better at that.
Kind of creates a.
And then didn't like the toilets or whatever exploded or some shit like that. It was like something with the pipes.
Opposing players simply do not want to play there.
Oh my gosh.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Raymond James Stadium. While Raymond James Stadium does have some notoriety amongst the public, it is largely
their stadium is loud though. I ain't even gonna lie, bro. Like whenever like I was watching the Bucs home games last year, their stadium was very loud.
Raymond James Stadium hasn't historically provided a strong home field advantage. Number 21, Arizona Cardinals. State Farm Stadium. State Farm Stadium's retractable roof helps combat the intense Arizona heat, but it does not create an intimidating atmosphere. The Cardinals have really struggled with consistency, and the stadium's playing surface received poor reviews during the 2023 Super Bowl. Number 20, Chicago Bears. Soldier Field. Once bear weather rolls into
Denver
the
definitely got to be in the top 5 with Mile High Stadium, bro.
Regardless of how up or down, usually down, the Bears.
And then Miami, I will put in that top 5 category as well.
Plus, Chicago has a rich tradition of diehard fans. They're loyal and as loud as they come, making it a very tough setting for visiting teams. Number 19, Los Angeles Rams, SoFi Stadium. Unlike their roommates, the LA Rams have really managed to compete with the other draws that the City of Angels possesses and has built out a respectable, dedicated fan base. Granted, the Chargers didn't do themselves any favors with their core fans when they ripped the team out of San Diego, but whatever, I digress. When Sean McVay's offense is humming, SoFi can become electric and very challenging for opposing teams to play in.
That's fair enough.
Number 18, Indianapolis
Lucas
Colts. Lucas Oil Stadium. Lucas Oil Stadium features a retractable roof, which is comedically designed as Jim Irsay's favorite personal toy, and a modern design, making it a rather comfortable place to play in terms of conditions. The Colts fans can get extremely loud, making it challenging for opposing offenses to get calls in and run their sets correctly in big games. Number 17, Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns Stadium. Cleveland Browns Stadium's cold weather and passionate fan base provides a challenging environment for opponents.
What dog is that? Was that a pug?
At home over the last 5 years.
Or a bulldog?
We certainly see this with other franchises as well, but the Browns
was an
just
ugly
look
ass
like a
mask.
completely different team when they're playing on their home turf in front of the dog pound. Number 16, Las Vegas Raiders, Allegiant Stadium. Allegiant Stadium is known for its state-of-the-art facilities and,
the black hole. Bro, is that literally what they call it?
But what really gives the Raiders a home field advantage is the city that the venue was built in. There are a lot more family men in the NFL than there used to be. But that doesn't mean that the temptations of Sin City don't sometimes get the best of a visiting team eager to see what the Strip has to offer. Number 15, Detroit Lions, Ford Field. Ford Field provides.
I feel like like Ford Field could be higher on this list now that the Lions are actually starting to win more games every year. So I feel like that might be bumped up a notch by the end of the season.
The heart of the season. But it also makes for a heck of an echo chamber when the team is playing well. Now that Dan Campbell is calling the shots and the Lions have turned into a legitimate NFC contender, Ford Field has quickly become one of the loudest and more challenging places for visiting teams to play. And because of that, they have won 11 of their last 17 games there. Number 14, Miami Dolphins, Hard Rock Stadium.
I'm surprised Miami isn't higher on this list because of the heat and shit. Because they put their opponents like in like the actual sunlight and shit, and Miami has the shade. So I'm surprised that this isn't
the Dolphins fan base is absolutely enthusiastic. The Dolphins also have been known to deploy a rather nefarious strategy of putting visitors on the sunny side of the stadium during their warm weather games, which can be absolutely brutal for the opposition to adjust to. Number 13, New England Patriots.
That's what I thought it was going to be
While
higher on
Gillette
the list.
isn't the same buzzsaw
Gillette Stadium
into during the Brady and Belichick days, it is still none too fun for opposing teams. The New Englanders know how to heckle with the best.
The New
and the weather
Englanders,
conditions can be
bro,
absolutely
what the
brutal.
fuck?
If Robert Kraft can divert his attention away from soiling Belichick's reputation and just focus on building a contender, well, we could see this venue start climbing this list again in a hurry. Number 12, Philadelphia Eagles,
Lincoln Financial Stadium.
Field. There are few places
field?
more dangerous, yes, literally dangerous, for a team to go and try and win a road game in than Lincoln Financial Field. Philadelphia has a fan base
because
that's
their
not
fans are
only known for its
toxic.
passion, but its willingness to step well beyond the line into that rowdy, degenerate behavior. After
Yeah.
all, these are the fans that throw batteries, fight on a weekly basis, and have beef with Santa
The
Claus.
fuck are they throwing batteries
what a
for?
hostile environment to play in. Number 11.
This is why
Minnesota
exactly why I said
Vikings,
they're
US
toxic.
Bank Stadium. While US Bank Stadium has a
Viking
roof that
Stadium
shields
up
teams
next
from the
here.
frigid Minnesota weather, the
US
indoor
Bank Stadium.
environment also amplifies crowd noise, making it extremely challenging for opposing offenses to operate, and
Okay.
giving the Vikings a considerable home field advantage. The team has posted an impressive 24-17 record on its home turf over the last 5 years. Number
That's pretty
10,
decent.
New Orleans Saints, Caesars Superdome. The
That's
Superdome has been
50%.
renowned for having one of the best crowds in the league. The environment is electric, which I guess ought to be expected from the enthusiastic crowds wandering in from Bourbon Street. But in any case, playing at home gives the Saints a significant edge, despite being extremely mediocre in the last 5 years. Number 9, Baltimore Ravens, M&T Bank
How are we not
Stadium.
top 5,
M&T
bro?
Bank Stadium has quietly, or I guess not so quietly, become one of the hardest places to play in recent years.
Yo.
This city loves football and has really developed a unique culture and tradition, such as the playing of Seven Nation Army by the White Stripes that gets the fans and subsequently the players fired up to win games. Number 8, Denver Broncos, Empower
Mile
Field at Mile High. Alright, I mean, this one kind of speaks for itself. Of course, when the team is good,
Yeah, because
Broncos
of the
fans
fucking
are as
wind and shit,
dedicated
bro.
as it gets. And the infamous
low-key hard to
altitude at Mile
breathe.
High poses a unique challenge that you can literally see affect visiting team stamina as they
Yeah.
gasp for oxygen in that thin Denver air. What's really unique about Denver's home field advantage is that there is really no way to prepare for it other than train at altitude, making it extremely sustainable. Number 7, Dallas Cowboys,
AT&T Stadium.
Jerry World. While we would love to take a shot at Jones, Dallas has been
Jerry
rather impressive at home over the last 5 years, posting a 30-11 record. Their home field advantage was extremely
They were undefeated
evident
at
last year,
home
but the
this
Cowboys
year
looked like two
until they got to the
completely different teams,
playoffs.
depending on if they were in front of their home fans or not. Number 6, San Francisco 49ers.
Levi's Stadium.
Levi's Stadium. Levi's Stadium benefits from having a very loyal fan base. The 49 Faithful, as they're called, have undeniably been a huge part of the 49ers' legacy of winning. They're as loud as it gets in the NFL and always add an element for opposing teams to try and combat. Number 5, Pittsburgh Steelers, Acrisure Stadium. I'm not sure what makes Acrisure Stadium harder to play in. The raucous fan base,
Didn't
whether
that used to be
terrible
called
pals
Heinz
around
Field?
working themselves into a frenzy, or the vicious weather conditions. Most notably, that trademark
Time
swirling
cold.
winds. Honestly, the only thing Pittsburgh has gotten wrong in terms of their game day venue was letting Heinz lose the naming rights.
Yeah.
Acrisure just still doesn't sound
Yeah,
quite
the
right.
Heinz
You know?
Field sounds
For
way
Buffalo
better.
Bills,
Hi,
Heinz
Mark. I
Stadium.
forgot about Buffalo, bro. Yeah, with the cold weather and
It's
shit.
quickly
Yeah.
become one of the most challenging cities to win a road
it's like,
game.
bro, especially
The
when it's
Bills have a
snowing there.
738 winning percentage at home in the last 5 years.
Yeah, I
only
forgot
trailing
about,
Green Bay.
their
Bills Mafia
stadium.
brings the chaos and energy. Meanwhile,
Damn,
the weather is something
yo!
very few visiting Green Bay. Bills Mafia brings the chaos and energy. Meanwhile, the weather is something that very few visiting players
Did he really
truly
just?
want to play.
Is that his
Winning a
wife
road
or
game in
something?
Highmark is no
They just
small
slammed
feat
it through a
for the
table.
fans. Number 3, Green Bay
Lambeau
Packers,
Field.
Lambeau Field. Lambeau Field's frozen tundra is absolutely legendary, plain and simple. It is one of the very few venues.
Wait, so who's
that
gonna
can
be
strike
number
opposing
2? Because I
players
already know
with awe based on
Arrowhead's gonna be
its
number 1.
reputation alone. Think about this. The
What other
Packers
team is
are
there?
113,
Is there
46,
left?
and 2 at home over the last 20 years. Sheesh, talk about sustained success.
Can't fucking think.
Number 2, Seattle.
Seattle.
Lumen Field. Though
This
the
is actually
Cardinals' man
surprising that
is
Seattle's number
slightly
2 on
recent
this
years
list.
With the team's struggles, Lumen Field is still undoubtedly one of the rowdiest crowds out there and regularly disrupts opposing offenses. That, plus the unique climate of the Pacific Northwest, creates a really challenging dynamic for opposing teams.
Okay.
Number 1, Kansas
Arrowhead. Of course,
City
bro.
Chiefs, Arrowhead
Because
Stadium.
they
The stadium
like,
itself is renowned for
every
its
year that
deafening
Mahomes has
visitors.
started,
It even
bro,
holds a record for
they've been playing in the AFC Championship at home. Besides last year, bro, it's just unbelievably loud there, and it's so hard to win games at home
decibels
against
recorded
Mahomes
at
and shit.
142.
I think the only 2 people that has beat Mahomes at home is Brady and Burrow.
2. Oh, and of course, that weather can
Like in
get
the playoffs.
nasty. All in all, just not a place that you'll want to play a road game in.
Yeah.
But hey, which NFL teams do you think have the best home field advantage? Who has the worst? Is there anything that we may have missed? Let us know in the comment section below.
I feel like Mile High should have been higher, and definitely the Miami Dolphin Stadium definitely should have been higher as well because of the heat and shit. But y'all let me know down in the comments below what you guys think, bro. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Turn on post notifications, get notified whenever I drop another banger video. On the road to 200 subs. Help me get that for more banger NFL content like this. And without further ado, I'm out. Gang!